Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Delgado's IT Workforce Development Tech Collab podcast. I am excited. I am your host, Blair Dottin-Haley, and excited to be back again. I know it's been a minute and I have missed you guys, but I am back and you will be seeing a lot more of me and the extraordinary guests that we will be bringing to the Tech Collab podcast. Y'all see, it's been a minute. Okay, so look, I am so excited to have my brother, Austin Levy, here today to join me. This brother is a producer, he's an entrepreneur, he's an artist, he's now a restaurateur. I mean, this brother is doing all the things, and we are excited to have him here to just talk to us a little bit about who he is, where he's been, where he is, and where he's going. So welcome, Austin, to the Tech Collab podcast.
Thanks for having me.
So
I've heard a lot of good things about this podcast too.
Well, good. Listen, you are in great company, and we're excited. Meaning the other guests that have been here and are put you in great company, and we are honored and grateful that you joined us today. So, tell the people, how did you do and have done a number of things. You're a music producer, you're a lyricist, you're an artist, you are now the newest owner of Biscuits and Buns on Banks, which is one of my favorite New Orleans brunch spots. Tell us how you got involved in all of these things.
Whew, that's a loaded question. Like you said, I do a lot of things. But as far as music, so that started.
Yeah, let's start with the music.
Very early. Yeah. So it started with me trying to get on 9 o'clock props with Wild Wayne.
Shout out to Wild Wayne.
Yeah, and so time came, technology came into play, and they did away with the 9 o'clock props. For the main reason was people started switching over to cell phones. They wasn't picking up a house phone anymore, so there was a delay. They couldn't actually do the freestyle thing live anymore. And the cell phones was a delay. So it started making me write, and then technology came out of things like Napster and BearShare and all these places where I could illegally download MP3s like Maya and old Jay-Z instrumentals and things of that nature. And that was like simultaneously while I was in high school. And I played football at Warren Easton. So that was my
I was about to say, shout out your high school, please.
Got to, yeah. The Fighting Eagles. That was my football was my bread and butter, and depending on what point in life you knew me, I was way more known for being pretty good at football and being an athlete and all of that stuff. And as I transitioned away from that, I went a little bit deeper into music and story. A lot of people don't know also. After high school, I was like a lot of young folks. I was walking around aimless, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I ended up joining the NOPD while being a student at SUNO. At that point, I was a student at SUNO, and just running up a lot of debt and trying to figure out what I was going to do. And one of my buddies, his name is James, he told me, say, man, we should join the NOPD. I was like, no, I'm good. He's like, no, that's gonna be cool. We could be like Martin and Will. We could be like Bad Boy.
Yo,
like, that could be cool. You know what? Let's do it.
That'd be cool.
So I ended up doing it solo. He didn't make it through the program for whatever reason, and then Katrina happened, and I was 20.
His idea. He didn't make it through. Oh man,
didn't make it through.
Man,
so I was in there with his ideas. Like, this is not it. This is not what I signed up for. So Katrina happened, and at that point I was 20. My birthday is September, and Katrina happened August 31st, and I couldn't hit the street until my birthday, which was I guess 10, 11 days later. So Katrina happened, and depending on whose vantage point you're looking for, in my humble opinion, it saved me from becoming a police officer and doing the job that I admire a lot, but it was not for me.
Not for you. No. Life has a way of sometimes changing the decisions you have made that you think this is the road you're supposed to go down. And life is like, hold up. Not that. No,
exactly.
to you.
Yeah. So at that point, I got a lot deeper.
Let me ask you one quick question, because this is the Tech Collab podcast, and one of the focuses and one of the things that we like to hear from our guests about is the influence and impact of technology on their lives. You know, one of the things that you said that really struck me as somebody from New Orleans who grew up listening to the 9 o'clock props, it never dawned on me that the advent of cell phones and the delay would impact like 9 o'clock. That never, until you said that, I mean, I had a huge like wow moment over here, really connecting like the end of the 9 o'clock props and the way that used to be a part of that's a part of the culture. But
absolutely.
The delay that most people, because house phones eventually have become obsolete in a lot of ways to folks, that delay. So that's just huge. That's just huge. That's just huge. I just wanted to take a second to highlight, because that's a way that an advance in technology changed the game on something that had been such a part of the culture, but it then ended up making you, as somebody who was enamored with the 9 o'clock props, have to pivot and go another direction because of that. So
absolutely, that was goals. As a 17, 16-year-old, a lot of people in general, that was goals, getting on the 9 o'clock props, getting on Q93 in general. But just speaking on tech in general, I more or less, I guess in a sense, I came up during the MySpace era or whatever, and before that it was Black Planet, and you can put like your cool songs on there, and I was trying to figure out a way to like engineer a way to sneak one of my songs on there on Black Planet, but it never happened. But then MySpace came directly behind it, which was right around Katrina and everything also. So it just all kind of worked out. I did pretty good with MySpace. I met a lot of cool people through MySpace. I met like Fiend, what else did I meet? Dizzy, I hooked up with Rod Smooth and a lot of other people while I was out there in Atlanta, actually. Yeah, great people, man. They're still mentors, and they're very helpful to me to this day.
Good. They are great people.
So the MySpace thing, that was another way that tech impacted things. I was able to collaborate, and it kept me in contact during Katrina with people back in the city, which made me come back to the city after I was in Atlanta for a year. Everything was, as they say, it was up after that, man. That's honestly, a lot of people don't know this. Technology, pretty much in my smartphone, like anybody else at this point, is how I do a lot of my marketing. Is how I find out where I should be touring at. It's how I do a lot of promotion. Is how I find a lot of venues just from like, I guess the word is probably geotagging. Like if you go on Instagram or something like that, then they'll have venues in Jacksonville, Florida, or something like that. And I find the venues and I get in contact with them strictly through Instagram in a city that I never even went to, and I can find artists based on their location and set up full-blown shows. And that worked out pretty good for me. I had a nice run.
Listen, I cannot overstate the possibilities and the opportunities that can be born from the intersection of technology and hustle. I think people don't realize that sometimes all you need is what you've got right with you to make what you're trying to make happen. If you have some ingenuity and really think about how you can maximize the use of the technology that now is available to you, I mean, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. So we got to talk about how you got into the restaurant owning business. This brother is, it's Renaissance over here. Talk about Biscuits and Buns on Banks and how you became its newest proprietor and how that's been going. And I love it. So
I'm gonna try and fast track this story because it's a long story. This could be a whole nother podcast. But I was in the process of trying to purchase a property, and things just wasn't working out. I was going to be more or less trying to redo the property. It was more than I signed up for, so I didn't go with that direction. I had some 401k money that I plan on using because I have a day job. Technically, still at this point, I work at NASA by day. I would miss you. And I was like, I got to get out of here. I've been here for 16 years. And
You were a NASA scientist as well?
No. I am NASA security. No,
okay. I was about to say, wait a minute. Hold up.
Really, in my heart, I'm a scientist.
No. Okay. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so I was 16 years there, and it's just, and like I said, it done me nothing wrong. It's just after a while, you feel stagnant in that place, and I like there's a lot of other things I feel like I could offer the world. So I said, started looking at that point. There's a thing called a business broker. They exist just like a stock broker or any other broker of any form. You can find businesses that are failing, and I went through a couple of businesses that was failing. I wanted to do something way smaller, something on a small scale. So I was just going to get a coffee shop. I drank coffee. You drank coffee. I drank coffee. Easy. And of course, that fell through. So for the same price I was gonna get the coffee shop, they offered me a whole restaurant. So I'm like, oh yeah, we can do that. But it's a lot. It is a lot, but it's very interesting. It's very fun actually. I'm getting joy out of it.
So how long have you been owner now of Biscuits and Buns on Banks? And tell everybody the address and what's your favorite meal at the restaurant? Because I'm gonna tell everybody mine.
So effective tomorrow, actually, it would be 6 months. Tomorrow makes 6 months.
Tomorrow. Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my favorite thing there is, I love everything, man. Hopefully I'm not gaining more weight, but that's what I do the bulk of the day.
Y'all, I'm sure that Biscuits and Buns on Banks is responsible for at least 10 to 15 of the pounds that I'm trying to lose.
We're gonna have to, in honor of that, we're gonna have to do Biscuits and Buns at the gym or something like that. All said it, I don't know.
So
but, I love the waffle witch. That's what I was
about to say. Listen, we on the same page. I was about to say, I gotta say then that my favorite is the waffle witch, and I love the boudin balls. So y'all do boudin right, and I love the waffle witch. It's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's probably between that and the chicken and waffles. That's our 2 number 1 sellers. So you're on to something. You have a great taste.
I could believe that. So it is festival season in New Orleans, which I mean, it's always
party time.
It's always a time. What are you looking most forward to as the spring is springing? The sun, I mean, the sun kind of never leaves New Orleans, but it's really about to be like, it's crawfish season. What are you looking forward to as the sun is?
You just said it. The crawfish. I'm a crawfish fanatic.
Yeah.
So it's crawfish time. It's all of the festivals. There's like Bayou Boogaloos popping up fairly soon. I think it's next weekend maybe.
Yep.
It's all the second lines uptown, Super Sunday. Yeah. It's just so much stuff. Like the whole city just comes to life right around this time of the year, going into March and April. So I can't wait. I'm gonna be outside.
Gonna be outside. Time to be outside. Well, listen, outside. I cannot thank you enough for spending your time today with us, sharing your story. I mean, listen, just that 9 o'clock props revelation for me was like a aha moment that I had never imagined. I can't wait to talk to Wild Wayne. Thank you so much. Give everybody the address to Biscuits and Buns on Banks so that they can come by and see you.
Well, the address to Biscuits and Buns on Banks is 4337 Bank Street. We're a few blocks behind Jesuit, directly next door to Bank Street Bar. So I'll be here waiting on you whenever you guys come.
Y'all should definitely check it out. I will be there very, very soon. Austin Levy, my brother, thank you so much for spending your time today with us. Listen, for folks who are interested in there are all manner of technology certifications that Delgado is offering through its Workforce IT Development Program. Please get in touch with the Workforce IT Development Program in order to find out about all of the different types of certificates and certifications that are available to you. Thank you for joining me for the Delgado Tech Collab podcast. I'm your host, Blair Dottin-Haley. Austin, brother, what would you like to leave with the people today?
I gotta come back and visit Delgado. I rode past there recently, and it's like y'all built like the Taj Mahal on the corner of City Park. I'm like, what is this building? So I'm just real curious. But beyond that, come to Biscuits and Buns.
Come to Biscuits and
Buku
Buns.
Lounge also. That's the club we just. Yeah.
Say that again.
Oh, I said, and yeah, and come to Buku Lounge also. That's the club that we opened up on Dryden Street, 3000 Dryden.
All right.
So if you ever see me doing some club promotion, that's it.
Oh, listen, Biscuits and Buns on Banks and Buku Lounge. Austin Levy, thank you for joining us, brother. We appreciate you. We wish you much, much, much success. Thank you all for tuning into the Delgado Tech Collab podcast. I'm your host, Blair Dottin-Haley, and I will be back soon with another incredible guest to share their story. Everybody, until then, be well. Peace.